Hey guys, HuShang here. We're back. I've got a Grandmaster level PvT for you guys between myself and Schnitzel. And I wanted to say actually, Schnitzel man, really mattered these days. He used to be a little bit of salty against Protoss, but he is super mattered these days. So big shout out to Schnitzel. And he's a pretty strong Terran player. I think he used to be like super high, like 5.8k. Right now he's been, I think he's like 5.2k in this game, but like the day after I saw him in 5.4, so he's like skyrocketing up. Pretty strong player, but maybe still getting back in the groove of things. But here we are opening up with a Stalker. Hope you guys all enjoyed Katowice, by the way. Pretty awesome series. If you guys haven't seen that yet, go check out the Maru vs. Raynor games especially. Pretty insane. I'm trying out a new build here. Not super new, just a different way to do it. I'm trying out the Sentry. And I've been going Robo with an Observer instead of Sentry for quite a while. But there is one nice advantage of this opening if you want to be super insanely greedy. It's a little bit harder to play, but you can actually go 2-gate into third base if you don't make the Robo. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go, well, maybe I'll do a build order guide on this, but Stalker Sentry, Stalker Gate, Twilight Council, something like that. And this Phoenix gets here pretty early, so you can see what they're up to. And then if you need to go Robo, you can go Robo. Now Schnitzel being super greedy. A little bit of miss micro by me, but he doesn't have a bunker, so as long as we keep cutting back here, we can get quite a few of these Marines. And he comes out with 2 Reaper, which is like completely, I don't know, nobody does that. So he does get my Stalker, but now that we know he's going double Reaper, we can prepare a little bit. And if you're paying really close attention, you'll know that since he got 2 Reapers, he can't really afford his factory. So that's some nice info as well. So we kind of know he's going, you know, maybe 3 racks or maybe 3 CC at this point. Not exactly sure, but something very mineral heavy probably. And we'll just confirm that here with the hallucination. So that's got to be the 3rd CC. We see the factory's going down just now, so we're not too worried about drops or anything like that. And this madman, he still has no bunker, so we're gonna go out there and punish him. I did let this shield battery finish, which is a little bit sloppy, but we'll kill that. And yeah, we're gonna warp in some more Stalkers. You don't have to make this many with this build. You could just stop at you know, 2 or 4, but I figured, you know what, this guy's no bunker. I'm gonna get across the map real quick and do a little bit of some flashy micro and see how many units we can kill. And then behind this, I'm gonna play a really aggressive style. I know, me playing super aggressive. So 1 Forge, we're gonna make a lot of gateway units and get super hyper aggressive in the mid game. So he does have stim on the way, but it's pretty late. And if you have at least 4 Stalkers, you can one-shot Marines. So that's what I'm doing here. Just trying to take out 1 at a time. He's target firing as well, so that makes it a little more tricky, but we have picked off a lot of Marines already. Actually, if I check out the resources lost tab, it's pretty nasty. He does get a Stalker there, but even just trading here I think is pretty nice for me actually. See the macro slipping a little bit. We're getting pretty focused on the micro, so we could do that a little better. But +1 on the way, Templar Archives on the way. Normally I say the Templar Archives for Archons is pretty bad, but if you do push with it really quickly, it can be very, very good before Terran gets any Ghost. Before the Ghost, the Archons are actually super powerful. So that is the plan. Yeah, now that he has Stim, we kind of need to stop that. Oh, actually, I think I don't go Archon here. I think I should go straight into Storm. I played this game a little while ago. So he's playing he's playing kind of an interesting build where you get the 3cc quickly, and so you might think that they can't attack you very fast, but then he also rushed stim, right? So he's kind of getting a lot of different styles. The downside is he doesn't have as many units as he would have if he went for something else, and he doesn't really have a lot of tech units. But it does seem like a pretty cool style, so I might give it a go in a Terran video. So we're researching Storm. You can be this greedy just because he's playing 3cc. And we've got the shield battery here, so we're pretty prepped for his attack. We're not gonna die. I do make a couple mistakes here in the next engagement. You're pretty much always gonna make mistakes in engagements. There's always like something else you can do better. But this one is especially sloppy because I push out pretty far, as you'll see in a second. The game plan here is just to get the storm out, and then we're going to go for a push. You can also decide to go for the Archons, like I said earlier, and take a fast fourth. But here we're going for the storm, a little more of a tech-heavy play, so you can't expand as rapidly. Here I'm wondering what's going on, because I thought he was going to attack me, and he did show up after all. My War Prism traded teams there, picked up my Immortal. And here I kind of need to fight because he's going to stim me down if I don't, so I decided to just push him. Immortals have their barriers still, so this is a pretty good fight for me. I was a little worried actually when he decided that it was also a good fight, because someone's got to be wrong, right? We can't both be right that was a good fight to take. So, you know, whenever that happens, you're like, oh shit, am I the one that's wrong? But no, we were right. And now we have the storm. And the big problem for him is that we traded pretty even there, and I haven't even used storm yet. So when I counterattack here, my army is quite a bit better. So we're just trying to set it up nicely. I figured, since we're playing Storm, we don't really want these zealots in our army. They're going to have a different role in the battle. Like, we're not going to be able to storm and chase him. We want to be running away when you storm. So I sent those zealots off into a counterattack. And usually my style would be to just bulldoze him here. But I had a student asking me to show how to play the macro game. So I added a Robo Bay behind this, and I'm just kind of lightly pushing here, trading away some mineral units. But this is actually just disgusting damage, so he's gonna have a hard time coming back from here for sure, even if we lose all these units. These zealots at the natural kill like 20 workers, and they're also gonna keep going in the main, so it's getting pretty nasty for him. Now we're starting up our Colossus. Honestly, we probably could win just here if I went a little more aggressive with like a couple more gates. But this is pretty good. One thing that I was messing up, like pretty recently actually, like a year ago, is I wasn't targeting medevacs very much. And it's actually quite important, because if you play the type of composition that I like to play, which is pretty gateway heavy, and you let them get, 10, 12 medevacs, then their units never die, and they can stim forever. So picking off those medevacs there at the end was kind of important, even though it's a little subtle. We got this fourth base up. We're gonna grab a fifth so I can keep playing mineral heavy units. And I mean, from here it's a little bit formality. Well, you got such a massive lead. But I'm just playing it very safe. We don't want to push our lead too fast, especially playing Protoss, because it can be, it's easy to throw games with the Protoss armies unless they're big, right? Like a lot of your units are tech units, so if you try to push too fast, then they can snipe them or outmicro them. So it's a little better if I wait, get to maybe 160 or more supply, maybe even maxed is fine. It's also pretty likely that he's going to do some sort of counter drops a lot of the time. So if we push here and he counter drops, things can get pretty crazy. So very good idea to be patient in this position. Just wait till you're higher supply. Is that my second dark shrine? Okay, just the first dark shrine. Perfect. And now we're kind of nearing that zone of comfort, right? I'm gonna get some vision. That way, if I do move out and he does counterattack, then I'm gonna see it at least, and I can, you know, maybe decide if I need to recall or if I can keep pushing and warp it at home. And yeah, now we're pretty good. I'll do one more warp in and we should be pretty near 160. That's usually where I like to push. Now at this point, I'm probably assuming he has a fourth. And you want to be careful that you don't push the wrong base. So if your opponent has a planetary, you can pretty much just ignore that. It's a lot better to just go for the third a lot of the time, unless their fourth is not into a planetary already. So I'm just pushing over here. He gets kind of caught out here, and I don't know, maybe he has cold hands, but these are some nasty disruptor shots. And yeah, like I said, a little bit of formality. We were super ahead after that storm push, but very, very fun game, pretty dominant game. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. And that's all for today. So hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one.